You do well to heed my warning, for this is no ordinary voyage you're contemplating. Few pirates have even heard of the shores of gold, let alone seen them with their own eyes. Untold, ancient secrets, hidden tombs, and deadly traps. Never any man, for it was swallowed up by the devil's shroud. This book is the journal of the pirate lord himself. It tells of his first ship, the Magpie's Wing, and the journey he took to find the mythical Shroudbreaker, the only way to part the fog and reach the shores of gold.
Just in time to help us. What are you waiting for?
Let's see here. I see. Like, I look at that clip and I'm like, is this like what is this like back then? It was fine. You know, the video.
I don't think it's fun.
I don't think you guys.
No. It's fine.
To the people listening, like you pulled up, like pulling up to the
Show
drive-through.
I hope you show it.
Yeah.
By the way, I probably don't have my camera. I some kind of tech issue on my side and like the software. So
I've had it too on my website. Yeah, guys, we had we tried for like 30 minutes to get it going here, but anyway,
I'll figure it out next time. I am very sorry.
Yeah, listen, guys, we're here with Big Junior Podcast, the Sauce Boss, Big Lynch, and we've got FPS Russia, FPS Kyle. Are you just Kyle or FPS Kyle?
You know,
what are you? Who are you?
I think it started with FPS Kyle before there was FPS Russia, right? Making my Call of Duty and YouTube Let's Plays and stuff. But yeah, I don't really need a moniker or anything. I think we just go with Kyle.
Kyle?
Yeah.
On this podcast, I can't call you Big K. That's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I immediately know what the K stands for?
I only made the joke because it's you guys. We went up to the even just Kyle been making FPS Russia videos, pulling up to the drive-through with a gun out was just like it was a next level.
Well, I think it was a dead
letting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a 357 target model with the extendo barrel.
So, that clip, I get curious, but we are going to throw it up.
Legendary Kyle moments, clips, all that. I don't think anything, and I was just talking about this with Freddie the other day. We were playing Call of Duty. Being in the Call of Duty commercial must never be forgotten. It must never be forgotten. It was the most amazing fucking appearance to see, like, YouTubers in some shit where you're like, why the fuck they put YouTubers in there?
I think I just did too, right?
Yeah, but this was a pocket of time where they got the right YouTuber to be in the thing.
Oh,
the right.
100%.
Pulled up, it was like FPS Russia in the fucking jet, right? It's not like
no, Johnny Jr. was in the jet. I had the quad rotor. Right? I think I had yeah, Johnny Jr. got the fucking game.
But it's not like like Mr. Beast in the commercial. It ain't quite the same. Like Mr. Beast is getting fucking blown up doors, rolling up McDonald's with feet. For real. He's bullying other female YouTubers.
No, I thought that I was really appreciative of that. I don't remember exactly how they contacted us, but there was a moment where that all fell apart. I was at an Outback Steakhouse, and we get an email and on the phone, and they're like, "Yeah, the whole thing's off. No commercial for you." Like, before, fuck, we're all good here. And they're like, we found she made a Call of Duty 8 video. And I was like, what do you mean? And it was right at the end of Modern Warfare 2. Everyone had decided it was a shit game, and everyone was breaking their copies. Like, everybody was like finding creative ways to break them, cooking them in a pan, melting them, just snapping them. Well, of course I shot. I threw the game out, and I got a shotgun in each hand and blew the fucking game up. They're like, yeah, that Call of Duty 8 video you made. And I was like, let me show you how many hours I have in Modern Warfare. And I showed them I had like 30 days or something like that. and that literally changed their mind when I showed them how much time I had in Call of Duty. I was like, I don't hate your game. I've just played it for longer than your pets have been alive.
And what's funny about that, back in that time, game developers didn't understand it. They were still, like, we're talking like 2012, 13, something like that. They don't know they only started to grasp it recently that if you're a game developer and you have everyone in your subreddit being like, fuck this game, it's fucking trash, they're not doing anything right, you have a thriving gaming community. That's what it looks like. What's the biggest fan look like of Call of Duty? He's shotgunning the game because he also knows Modern Warfare 3 is coming out shortly. He put fucking thousands of hours into it. They didn't recognize that stuff. Game developers and companies recognize that now, but it's funny that it's like, oh yeah, you tweeted that you didn't like this or something. And it's like, bitch, that's how we communicate.
Yeah,
that's how we get you to be better.
My thing was always just to be like, create a viral video. Like early on, viral videos were this thing that just kind of happened. and it was like, what did it take to make a viral video? And it was trying to duplicate that on purpose and make them intentional. And part of that is upsetting people. Part of that is mispronouncing words. I watch Chael Sonnen a lot. I don't know if you follow him in much or he will. That man knows how to pronounce those fighters. He's mispronouncing them so that you'll go in the comments and put them in the algorithm by like phonetically spelling fighters names.
You know who else does that? Cozart.
Sure.
All the time.
I've always been on the cutting edge with the algorithm and YouTube.
Yeah. I'm curious though. Random question. Well, two things actually. Two parts. One, you're at Outback Steakhouse. What did you eat?
Oh, I always get filet mignon from Outback. The not the 6 ounce, with the 9 ounce. I think.
You don't fuck with the blooming onion when you go there?
Well, you start with blooming onion, but I think the Aussie cheese fries are better.
I just wanted to know that it was the cheese fries.
Yeah, they have Aussie cheese fries. Bacon and ranch with green onions.
But I'm gonna have to do that the next time.
It's much more fat. $12.99. You know, DoorDash minimum $12. It's an easy
You
decision.
DoorDash and Outback cheese fries?
You goddamn right. They hear they're gonna be all sweaty.
Yeah, I know. I did. Me and Justin have this issue all the time because I'm like, yeah, let's Uber Eats. It's like I don't want to eat anything that's been in anyone's car in the front seat or on the front seat. But I'm a big Uber Eats guy. He's like, just place the order. I'll go pick it up. I'm not fucking. It's not going in some stranger's car.
Chinese, I especially get like they package everything up so well, and it doesn't matter if it's a little cold. You can just heat it up.
Harley was telling me that
there's
the
some
kitchen is dirty. The kitchen really dirty. Like you've really been compromised at the kitchen. So what's the car gonna do?
Oh no, I'm saying, yeah, you gotta, yeah. He's saying because like he'll be like, oh yeah, it's getting in the car, and I'm like, who cares about the car? These dirty people have already touched the food and like they put their fingers on it. The
if your
car is like he's not even gonna get to look at it.
Yeah, they tape everything up. I mean, if you're worried about low class people handling your food, then you probably
First of all, I don't know that, but what's funny is that this whole tape up situation, like you guys have a lot of confidence. Like I just don't like.
I have a lot of confidence that an Uber Eats driver is going to be carrying the specific McDonald's tape so that he can like, sip my drink and then put a fresh tape back on the bag.
Oh, you joke? I saw that video. I saw this lady.
Thank you.
She's like Uber Eats. She opens the McDonald's bag and she goes, "White motherfucker, don't tip me," and sprays Raid all in the bag, like roach spray. Then she has McDonald's tape. She like tapes it all up, and it's
I haven't seen
no.
that. He does send me that shit all the time. He'll send me like a guy like shitting, and you see that he has a DoorDash bag with in the shitter.
It's like anything people McDonald's has like the tape consistency. Like they can't even get your fucking sauces correct like the drive-thru. You know, the amount of times I have to double check the bag every time, especially at McDonald's. I feel like they're the ones that always forget.
McDonald's has new sauces. You aware of this?
We probably not the same as you.
Oh, we got some cool shit right here. We got the spicy jam. It's like a spicy grape jam. And something called combo sauce, which is, I don't know.
What's the jam for?
This spicy jam sounds very interesting.
Nugget. It's really good. But the way they're advertising is they're trying to get people to put like the sauces on the chicken and stuff. That would be the trailer McDonald's.
Oh wait, I got I have a question for you. Yes, sweet and spicy jam. What's your favorite fast food?
Like restaurant? Yeah, like Chick-fil-A down here was honestly. I saw a graph the other day that compared Chick-fil-A's amount of business they do versus the other top 5 or 6 chicken places, and it's crazy. Like they just run everything. And I'm in Georgia, like home. This is where it was invented in Atlanta, so they're everywhere, and it's really good.
Yeah, it's great. No, it's great. Chick-fil-A's fire. I think that's a very solid number 1 fast food. Chick-fil-A was crazy as they moved. Like I went to one in Texas. There were 3 drive-through lines. And all of them were full, and they just had like a little fucking squadron of people with iPads taking the orders.
Yeah,
cars just going up, getting the thing, and it helps that there's only like 3 sandwiches there.
And describe the squadrons of people. Like those people are like they look like they're white kids, like 19 to 25. They're good looking. They got khakis and buttons on.
Yeah,
and they are happy to be there. They tell you to have a blessed day.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And I do every time. It's like magic.
If I'm pulling up to Chick-fil-A, I'm very happy. Things are good. And probably the weather's probably nice. Like they probably.
Yeah, they're not fucking up the sauce.
Let me tell you, here's how you know that's the best fast food. If the Burger King had come out against gays, if we found out that every Whopper, like 8 cents, went to Nicaragua where they're hanging homosexuals just for existing, that would have been it for the king. No more Whoppers.
Right.
I don't care if it's flame broiled or not. McDonald's would be LGBTQ, like flame everything. Like if we stand with on the right side of history at 50 D's. Like be a whole thing. Ronald McDonald would come out and there'd be a sketch where he beat up the Burger King for being a bully.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A can send millions of dollars to those African countries where they literally make it like illegal to be a homosexual and do awful things to people. You keep eating that chicken.
Yeah.
You keep eating that chicken. We don't talk about it anymore.
Can you separate the art from the artist?
I guess. Absolutely. I remember like Chick-fil-A was
always like that.
they were very homophobic. They did something. I forget what it was. And
Dumbass
had
pizza
one of the box like kissing in front of Chick-fil-A.
That's
And I was like, yeah, is this really like the protest, or are you low-key putting yourself in vicinity of a Chick-fil-A where it's like, I guess we're trying to make.
Meanwhile, Chick-fil-A plays.
Hang on.
Doing like, oh, what beautiful couples! Do you want to try our new like frozen lemonade? And it's giving them free food and stuff. They don't care. They don't care on the ground level. It's those corporate guys who are sending the money overseas.
Those corporate guys. Don't get me started on money overseas, bro. Don't get not this month, bro.
Really? Really? I wonder. I wonder what side are you on with the whole kerfuffle in the Middle East? I wonder.
But you know, it's really it's definitely a kerfuffle.
Well, the one thing that I could talk about, I could point out is that, like, obviously you're familiar with, Israel has their defense system, the Iron Dome, and whenever rockets come over,
I didn't
it
hear
shoots
what
it
you
down.
said.
I said I have to do a project.
And I was talking to Freddie. It's so funny. You and Freddie, like my first YouTube friend.
What's today's
My first
day?
YouTube
The
colleague friends that
I've spoken to in years.
doing. I was gonna ask like when the last time you spoke. I
oh no,
think
you
I
can't
went
afford
6
to give
years
me
ago.
you can't afford to give me a half for anything.
I have him on Skype, and I remember
I know.
like
Just don't worry about it.
2011 or 12. He sent me this clip that he's like, look at these pyrotechnics that we just did, and I was like, wow, it's really cool because I hadn't figured out how to do fireballs yet, and I immediately went out the next day, and I was like, Freddie W can do this shit in fucking LA. We can do it in my backyard in Georgia. It's like, we don't have any limitations. Let's figure this out. It's fireballs. And like the next week, I had fireballs, and I was like pissed off that he had figured out how to make fireballs.
Yeah, but just both of you guys, like my first colleague friend, and I was talking to him, and I was talking about the Iron Dome every time, like a $150 rocket gets launched into Israel. This thing that they have shoots out a rocket to the next.
I don't ask.
I get it. You happen, and then you start running out of thermal.
And I found out that every one of those rockets is
You keep medicating it.
So I think
And you know how hard it is for me to keep track of 120 blue?
probably bought.
Stick to
Yeah.
two a day.
You just fully electric, you
That's all I'm
fully
saying.
pay for
It was harder this time around.
It might come back.
I went to the same thing, man.
Like
I
that,
went to the same thing.
I didn't think they were that expensive. They have
You gotta go through
Here's the thing about it.
But on the other end, it feels so much better. It seems stupid, but it does.
We've got like 8 different systems for shooting shit out of the air that we don't like. And like every time, we've been seeing a lot lately with the thing in Ukraine, obviously with the Patriot system. I saw something called the David Sling. That's the American one that's like that's been shooting down those hypersonic missiles in Ukraine.
When you say David Sling, everyone knows that that's an Israeli weapon.
You got
It's biblical bunch of stuff.
Oh, it's sick. I wish our name. Look, we've got cool names for our weapon. Yeah, the Chief Attack Helicopter. That's all right. Nailed it. But David,
I like names, bro. I like Abrams, Thompson. I like an American name.
I like that too. I like all of our. Look, I'll admit, maybe it's just the age I'm at. I'm getting that Fox News age where I'm just like, yeah. The way I do this thing, and I'm alone on this little hill on PKA, those two are both either stop sending the money to Israel, or because I know Taylor just doesn't like us. He's more of an isolationist, I think, is his idea, and I can understand that. But I've always, I grew up in the South, around a lot of evangelicals. We see I say we loosely because I'm not religious. I'm, I guess, agnostic. If I had to put a word to it, but we see Israel as the Holy Land and the Jewish people as God's chosen people. That's sort of like been programmed into my people for a long time. And I think that a lot of American people are the same way. And whether or not that's what motivated me, a lot of people see there's a right side and a wrong side to the thing. And to me, it's kind of obvious which one. And I don't like trying to see how some always said children. It's hard to get them. But I remember watching History Channel, and they were talking about Brits bombing Dresden during World War II. And I would say that when the Germans came over from the Blitz and bombed the shit out of London, no one said, "Oh, wait a minute, you only killed 3,000 Londoners. Don't kill so many people in Dresden." They said, "Go get them." And they bombed those cities into the ground. They firebombed them. And there wasn't a big outcry about it then. And it was, I don't know, that's what got rid of evil last time.
Yeah, it is because war is so different now, especially with people, how much we get to see it and witness it, and
With no delay.
yeah, no delay. I mean, even speaking, you're talking about like your Call of Duty Let's Plays and stuff. Like, I'm a sicko, and sometimes I'll be watching combat footage, and it's cut like a Call of Duty highlight reel.
Yes.
It's like
Sort of grid montage.
Yeah, it'll start off with like a splash of like, second infantry, second battalion, something like it'll be like a whole logo and stuff. And it's like dudes in Ukraine, and then it's just, they're chasing after a guy trying to escape on a motorcycle with like a drone.
Yes.
It's like literally a Call of Duty clip, and I'm like, this is crazy.
I
like,
watched.
You didn't have that. Yeah, I know. It's an illness. I have to stop.
It can't be good for your soul, right? I've
Definitely
seen so
not.
much death between the Ukrainian conflict, especially, because everybody seemingly has a GoPro, and it is some crazy fighting. I've seen that first-person fighting point of view where the guy they're shooting each other with AKs, and you see the Russian, you see him the bullet impacts into his side, you see him drop, all sorts of crazy. I've seen people throw grenades back. I thought that was some video game shit. Press right bumper to throw that shit back. Like, they're picking them up and throwing them back.
And like the whole topic of like war being different and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of nuances to both sides and all that. My biggest thing is if I would like to hope and imagine that if I were like Team A, and Team A was like, you gotta go into their fucking houses, take their fucking babies, and bring them back here, I think I would question how important this is to me.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is that I'm doing, and that means a lot, I would question how important is it to me that I'm going to go and I'm going to, take babies and bring them back. Even if someone, I can't imagine, Lynch, you are a father. If someone went, and I don't know your answer, if someone went and killed your baby, will you go and kill their baby? Not them. Are you going to go and kill their babies to balance it out? You're a father. I'm not a father. I don't have that, but I'd like to think that's not what I would.
No, I don't. That isn't my instant thought when you say that. It's definitely the easy answer.
Well, it's a test question. You failed. You're a bitch. You dishonored your family.
You gotta go with those babies. I'm gonna kill right now. You kill my baby, I'm killing 3 of your babies.
Look at it's going to be awful. I'm finding minority babies in your country.
I put that on my apple.
They're going to have to build statues for the children that I take from you.
It's a statue of you made of babies.
The child thief from America.
Because the thing is, this is what's special about this scenario here is one side, the way they are motivating people is not necessarily an eye for an eye. Because revenge isn't going to, they're not necessarily crazy people, or they're not necessarily evil people. They are believers, and they believe in something that highly, or the way they translated it, highly encourages them to sacrifice themselves and potentially kill their own people, but that's a good thing for them and a good thing for their own people with what they believe. And that's a level of motivation that can make people perform actions way more than doing it for your country, doing it for your family. If you really believe that this is going to get you to paradise and going to get your fellow believers to paradise, even if they're your own collateral damage, then that's a level of motivation that we've never really seen exist in the modern world. And my takeaway is even I don't care who they are, that's the most anti-human thing out there. To sacrifice yourself or to do something like that because you believe in the afterlife taking care of you.
That makes sense. I can wrap my head around it.
Yeah, that's something that, like, yeah, me too. I could. Like, I could imagine being brainwashed, quote unquote, with that getting me to go and be like, well, now I have to go kill that person, and I don't care if I die while doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
as a person, like, with what I've been growing up with, and how, like, you know, I'm fortunate to be born here at this time and all that. Like, if I have to go and take babies hostage, I'm like, I don't know if I'm really feeling this whole.
And you know, you say that, and like, I'm all jokes aside, I probably would be the child monster of like Bolivia or whatever in reality. But like, I mean, some of those like CIA sheep-dipped military units that they drop into Pakistan or something. Like, yeah, this house. Well, who's in there? We think it might be the guy. Which guy? Forget it. There's a lot of that going on.
For sure. And it's so, war is a fucked up thing, but there's a difference between, like, going there, take his baby, put it in the oven, send a message. There is, when I remember when the people were like, oh yeah, they cut off the babies, and people were like, where's the proof? And there's like, there's no proof, it was just a baby in the oven. They're like, oh, exactly, so there's no beheaded baby. Like, there is, like, this level of moral equivalence being applied to things that it's just like, if someone kills the baby, if someone puts the baby hostage, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, the moral equivalence is, like, all out of whack now with what is what.
And it wasn't just Hamas. It's right. There's rightly zoning in on Hamas because that's the best narrative. But Hamas would tell you that some of those atrocities were committed by just regular civilians who wanted to kill Jews as well, and that's what it seems like as well. It seems like there were some guys who had vests on and communication and maps and had their shit together. This was the plan. And then there were just some guys in street clothes with flip flops and an AK. Like, it seems like that there was two groups, and they'll never tell that story because it doesn't look good for anyone to tell that side of the story. But I'm almost certain that's what happened from all the videos.
I watched a lot of videos that day, and I think that what really connected to me is it was so bizarre. It just goes to show how, like, just how fucked up it is growing up and, like, desensitized to which things. Was I watched the videos on October 7th of, like, Hamas or you know, people coming in Hamas. Like, I watched them hold a gun or do a thing like that. It's Hamas. But, like, so they came in, there was a car, and there was all these dead people. It was so terrible, and my eyes were looking at it because I've, you know, played video games, movies, combat footage. I'm watching, I don't think anything. But this, like, middle-aged, fat Palestinian dude who was there with him that looked like he could have been, like, one of my friend's dads, and he starts rummaging through, like, on a dead body, and he takes a baseball cap off the dead body, and he tries on the baseball cap, and walks away. And, like, that, for some reason, like, hurt me the most.
He wanted a trophy.
But he wanted a trophy. Like, there's that aspect of it, but also, like, I felt so bad for him. He, like, took this hat, like it was a baseball cap, and it was like he's there, and there's just dead bodies everywhere, and it's like this baseball cap is like, oh, this is a hat. I need a hat. I don't have a hat. I don't have money to get a hat. I don't even fucking know someone who sells hats. And I was just like, oh, we're so fucked up over there with this. Like, this has been so fucked up. And I mean, I think like, you know.
That's why I'm not religious. I just don't I can't believe in an all-knowing, all-seeing God that's a good guy. If with all this stuff that happens, people are just awful, man. So many terrible things. And it's like you said.
It's like, dude, let them step up. Like, let them fucking battle in the sky. That's all why. Why are we doing it? Oh, you guys are the guys. You guys fight. Why, why is it gotta be us? I would love to see the gods fight in the sky. We all die.
Maybe. I don't know. We were talking about, maybe we don't talk about the impending World War III, because that's what it feels like. By the way, it feels like we're close to World War III right now than at any time during my life. I agree, like 36, 37. I agree. Because the things with the Ukraine stuff in Europe, and then there's also stuff going on in Africa and the Sudan. There's a crazy war there for
China with Taiwan. Like, it's like all the pieces on the board are in this place where it feels like we're really close.
Marbles falling apart, like these
we're one Kanye speech away from
Kanye. One thing I can't say. This is my favorite Kanye. Is always ahead of his time.
She said leave it off. She doesn't
He
want
had
it
locked and
anymore.
loaded 8 months ago. If he waited and came out with that today,
She did
for the
too.
first time,
She did too.
He keeps that shoe deal. I'm a problem.
I told her to turn it off.
That's how he felt.
She meant to turn it off.
Anyway, I
I
tried.
don't. Alright.
I didn't read it. But I'll turn it back on.
And that's when we do it, and we're like,
All right.
Annoying. You know that he spoke about the things that he mentioned were things that it's like he's not wrong. Like it is annoying. I would imagine if I worked at a company and I was there and I was like, okay, I got these pictures of Hitler and his the SS and I'm trying to take a look at what they're wearing here, and people go, this is so inappropriate. I go, why is this inappropriate? We're talking about clothing company. Why can't we talk about one of the nicest uniforms ever made? Why are you gonna block off the conversation now?
What?
But yeah, I love the guy. It's great. I like everything he's public. That's what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about shirt.
I think Kanye's real deep. If I had to guess, what it seems like, he's definitely bipolar, and that's part of how his genius works. If you want to call it a genius, he's definitely fucking amazing at making music. But I think that they send him to doctors, and all those doctors just happen to be Jews. And then it's like every time he has issues, it's a Jewish person, and he's like, God damn it, it's 2% of the population, 100% of my motherfucking problems.
What is What me too?
And eventually he's just like, I think his wife's got a black boy, or not a black, I don't know where that. I just think he saw too many red flags, and eventually he bit because he is a crazy person, clearly. But again, always ahead of his time. I was shocked to see the amount of people in the streets with Palestinian flags, not just in the U.S., because that checks out.
that checks out.
All of Europe. Why do you say that? I don't think the Gen Z has really any love for Israel. I mentioned why I do personally. It's sort of like, I don't know, I grew up thinking of Israel as the good guys, thinking of them as just the Jews as the good guys from the Bible. But, they were usually the bad guys in the Bible, to be fair, but there's one Jew in there that was a great guy, and he kind of won me over.
And bother you. They're not going to bug you. They might bug you. They're not going to hurt you.
And they got Jesus. And I don't know, it just seems like there's definitely a lot of, I think there's a lot of isolationist mentalities for one thing, and there's definitely sort of an anti-white, anti-colonizer sort of mentality. So I think a lot of those people boil that Palestinian thing down to fucking back in the day when England drew the lines up or whatever, white colonizers coming in and telling brown people go over here and you go over here and setting up an apartheid state. And they look at it that way. Which is definitely a way to look at it.
It's definitely noticing when the kind of stuff was happening. It could be like real, well-known, probably the average person. You just see like there certainly was a rise in some interesting comments that were going away. This is like during the Kanye era.